If you are a creator, coach, or an expert who's selling a high ticket program, course, consulting, then I'm going to show you how you can add between 100K and 250K a month in revenue organically in just 4 months through YouTube without sending cold DMs or spending tons of money on paid ads. So we've done this for clients like Zedan. We managed to take his subscribers count from 20K to over 100K in just 7 months. We also launched a brand new second channel, which hit 6K subs in just 8 videos. Shayna Terese Taylor, we've helped to go from an inactive channel of 1K subscribers to over 66K so far. Justin Waller, we helped him get 100K subscribers on YouTube. We helped him go from averaging 4K views to over 200K on average. Some of them went viral. We've taken his Instagram following from 80K to over 180K. And the most important part, we helped him get 250K cash collected. We also helped Mike go from 140K subs to over 660K so far. Tim on 4 videos, 5K subscribers, 2 massive outliers, a 20x, a 38x in those 4 videos. We helped Jaden Stagner, who's a real estate agent in Texas, a small little town in Lubbock. We helped him make over 100K in revenue through our content. So this is me in the middle here. This is Justin Waller. This is Fresh and Fit. So why do you want to be on YouTube? It's the easiest platform to showcase authority, personality, and trust. It literally just accelerates trust building. So on average, it takes people 7 hours, 11 touch points, and they need to be watching you across 4 different platforms for them to be a customer. Meanwhile, YouTube can do this with one 20-minute video. So this can replace dozens of short form clips. It can replace all those cold DMs, those cold emails, or those paid ads. So deeper content creates deeper connections, which create higher conversions. So who's this for? This is only for high-level creators, coaches, and personal brands who are ready to scale with a predictable inbound system. Specifically, you should have a high-ticket offer. You need to have monthly revenue of 20K plus, some kind of results or case studies, the capacity to film 4 videos per month. We literally handle the rest if you want to work with us, by the way. And who's this not for? So beginners with no proven niche or service or no results, average owners who are happy to stay around 5K or 10K plus, and they've got no ambition to scale further. People who are just offering a low ticket service. This doesn't work that well. It can work, but it's not the best way to do it. People are looking for a quick fix. People with a freelancer mindset who, like I said, is literally just the same as an average owner here, that you're just happy to make 5, 10K a month. This is only for overachievers who want to dominate their niche and destroy their competition. So the truth is, you don't need to reinvent your offer. You just need more qualified people to see it. People who are already warmed up before they've even hit your calendar. You can scale your business to consistent 50K, 100K months just by booking more qualified meetings, closing sales at higher rates, attracting premium clients who will happily pay you 3 to 15K plus a month. If you do all of this here and you start posting on YouTube, you become the go-to authority in your niche, and I know that's what you want. The best part, this can be done in less than 4 hours per month. Sounds good. So that's the power of YouTube. But if you don't want to build leverage, you want to stay stuck grinding on outbound or burning money on ads, or if you want to stay as a glorified freelancer with no freedom, then just continue doing what you're doing. This is a background about me. So I started working at jobs like Screwfix, grinding long hours just to get by. Then I landed at my dream job in aerospace, building airplane wings. For once, I felt like I had a career until I lost everything overnight. So me and 129 people, we got made redundant overnight. We were all laid off. I had loads of savings. I had a nice Amiga Seamaster watch here. This is from James Bond, one of the older James Bonds. I thought like I had everything figured out. When I lost my job, it sent me into a spiral. I gambled away all my savings. I sold my watch because I was gambling too much. I actually thought I was going to be a pro gambler at that time. That didn't work out. I was bouncing between 10 different jobs in 9 months. It's probably a world record. And eventually I ended up as a lab technician. So this is me in a beautiful orange high-vis shirt working as a lab technician. At this time, I was restless. I was trying all kinds of different side hustles, drop shipping, started my own NFT project. Both failed because I didn't have the funds to actually go ahead and make it in that industry. But they taught me one thing. I didn't want to stay at my current job as a lab technician. I wanted a paycheck. So this is a concept to one of our NFTs which we built. It's pretty cool. I wanted leverage. I joined Hustlers University, started posting content online. So this is Tate's Hustlers University. Within weeks, Justin Waller, he saw one of my clips and he hired me to edit for him. Pretty crazy. First client, Justin Waller. So here's me meeting up with Fresh. I actually saw Fresh and Fit, not just Fresh here, but met them at the Grand Sheraton Hotel in London, spent the whole day with them, learned so much at that time. It literally just changed my life. Here's a note from Justin after we helped him get 100k followers on Instagram. Then this opened the door to meeting people like Bailey Bolton. He's not just my mentor, he's actually a really good friend of mine. Met him in London here. If you want to see how I met Bailey, there's a video here and he speaks about that. Then I was traveling the world, meeting with clients. Here's me going to Lubbock, Texas to actually meet a bunch of our clients, like the Jaden Stagner, which I mentioned a minute ago. I actually met Bailey Bolton's brother here as well, and I met a bunch of other clients which I was working with. These are not just clients, these are my friends now. We built like a really good relationship. So I realized at this time, being a full-time editor was great, but I was like capped at 3 to 4K a month. I needed a new challenge, and today I run a YouTube agency, which is a much bigger challenge than just being an editor. So I've been working with some of the biggest names online, and we've made them well over 500k and in cash and revenue, and over 750k subscribers so far. It's actually probably a lot higher than this, but we weren't tracking at the start the revenue. Here's a pro tip. If any of you have a partner, this is my girlfriend here, and she's also my business partner. Her name's Leah, and without her, I don't think I'd be where I am right now. She gives me the freedom to go ahead, do all the marketing, the outreach, and actually looking after the clients while she handles all the operations. So without her, I don't think I'd be where I am right now either. And the same goes to Bailey Bolton here. Like, he's literally taught me everything about business, everything about money, everything about like even God, lifestyle, fitness. Truly amazing person as well. So after helping our clients generate way over 500k in revenue and 750k subscribers, we've come across this system which works really well, and it's gotten our clients great results. So you want to build a system that actually attracts buyers, nurtures them at scale, and books them calls on autopilot. So I made this myself. Excuse the diagram, hopefully it makes sense. So your YouTube has 3 core stages. So this is the pipeline. The pipe visualizes how your content moves prospects from viewers to buyers. The water represents people filtering through your funnel. So pipe 1, this is your personal content. On personal content, you usually get a massive wide audience, like a massive amount of views on your channel, on those videos specifically. And then as they filter through, they go to stage 2. They watch your solution-based videos, they watch your action-based videos, your educational videos. And as you can see, the water's kind of like, it's shrinking down a little bit there. And then as it goes down to stage 3, which is the social proof videos, your free course video, which I call the Trojan video, there's not much water coming through because it's qualifying and it's nurturing people as they go through. If they go through all 3 of these stages here, they're going to get more value. So the more content stages someone moves through, the more nurtured they become, increasing the likelihood of conversion. So they're either going to book more calls, they're going to apply for your service or your product, and you're going to make more sales. So your YouTube content is the faucet here. The more value you pour in, the more sales flow out. That's the difference between grinding outbound and building a system that attracts. This works 24/7. When you stop doing your outreach, you stop doing your paid ads, then that stops working immediately. So most creators are stuck in the same cycle. They're chasing clients, they're relying on referrals, or they're burning money on ads. Welcome to the never-ending grind. One good month, then a dry month. You try and fix this by sending hundreds of cold DMs, emails per day. You're running ads, which is burning a hole in your pocket, posting content, like random content on X or LinkedIn, and even worse, you do an engagement on there, you're leaving like 20, 30 comments on LinkedIn and X every single day. Do you really think like a successful business owner would do that? I don't think so. I don't think Alex Hormozi would do that back in his day, or Iman Gadzi. They've got bigger things to be doing, even at the start of their business careers. Or you've hired appointment setters who overpromise, underdeliver. A good example of this is you've probably been hit up by Charlie Morgan with one of his like setters, and every single one of his setters, he's got like probably hundreds of them. They all send the same message, and even the people in his program, they're all like copying this technique where they do the thumbs up, and they give you like a 20-second clip, and it's like, oh, if you're interested in getting more butts calls or more clients, give me a thumbs up. These are terrible. I think they actually hurt your brand more than they actually give you benefits. So yeah, the result of this, an inconsistent pipeline with no predictability, constantly stressing where the next client's coming from. You're wasting hours on outbound instead of working on the business, taking on nightmare clients just to cover cash flow. You're feeling more like a freelancer than a business owner. You're pretty much stuck on this hamster wheel and you're burning yourself out pretty much. So you need to remember, you started this business to create freedom. Instead, you built yourself a prison. This is Alcatraz. It's an extreme example, I know, but hopefully it gets the point across. And deep down, if you don't fix it, you'll never reach your potential. And I know that's not you, otherwise you won't be watching this video right now. So what you really want, you want a predictable pipeline of like 10 to 30 qualified calls every single month. You want premium warm clients who will happily pay 3 to 15K, a reputation as the go-to authority in your niche, freedom from the grind of outreach, a brand that compounds over time. And the truth is, you don't just want more clients, you want control, authority, and freedom. And you can get that with the Trojan Funnel. So most creators treat YouTube like a popularity contest. They're chasing views, subscribers, or virality. And if your goal is to rack up millions of views and go viral, you're looking at this the wrong way. And this is not to say like you don't want to go viral on YouTube, because we want to get like a massive wide audience on our sort of like personal story videos or our vlogs. That is good, but that shouldn't be the main goal of this, because you want to think of running a YouTube channel like a business. Like this is your biggest business asset. So you need to remember, you're a business owner, not an influencer. If you remember this, you will see a lot of success on YouTube. So here's what happens when you structure your channel correctly. You pre-sell prospects before they even book a call. You warm them up with proof, case studies, and belief-shifting content. You consistently book 10 to 30 qualified calls every month. You drive sales to your program, your course, and you become the go-to guy or girl in your niche. And what's shocking is like you can literally do this in less than 4 hours, which is crazy. We can do this for you, or you can do it yourself. So if we did this for you, we install the Trojan Funnel directly into your business. You record 4 videos per month. We handle the scripts based on biopsychology and proven templates. We handle all the thumbnails, the SEO, descriptions, the copywriting. We edit, we publish, and we track metrics to ensure that you keep progressing month to month. So you position yourself as an authority and not just another content creator. So just imagine YouTube as your most valuable salesperson who never sleeps. Kind of like Jordan Belfort here. So YouTube runs for you 24/7. Even while you're sleeping, you're going to still be getting views on your channel. You're going to get in more butts calls, more sales pretty much. So the Trojan Funnel isn't just YouTube content. It's a free course video. So this is a long form piece of content that teaches, it builds authority, and it sells without looking like a sales pitch. So you want to consistently push solution-based videos out too. This should be like 80% of the videos you're pushing out, like 70, 80%. These videos, you push them back to the free course video. And over time, that consistently increases the retention time on that free course video. And it ensures that that free course video never dies. So you're constantly pushing people back to it. It's getting new views on it. The retention's staying on there. More people are watching it. And YouTube algorithm's literally just going to keep pushing your free course video out. So you want every view to build trust, authority, and demand automatically. So what content has the highest return on investment? Because most creators chase views, we build videos that print revenue. We've tested many content types, and after generating 750k subscribers, 500k in revenue, we figured out what works and what doesn't. So some of the best videos are these proof-based videos here. These are like your social proof videos. There's a direct correlation between how many case study videos, how many client interview videos you've got. The more of these you've got, the more money you're going to make. And it's literally as simple as that. So here's a client interview video. There's me, there's A-Man. He's coached me on how to grow a YouTube agency. So the money potential is high for these. And the best part, they're easy to produce and they're cheap. They're really cheap and easy. You don't need much editing either. So simply, you want to do these over Zoom, or even better, if you have Riverside. I strongly advise you to get Riverside or just get the trial for it because the quality is way better on these. So reach out to all your current clients and even your past clients that you've gotten results for and just arrange a quick 7 to 15 minute interview. So the reason these work is they showcase changes in real time. The prospect sees themselves in the clients you've helped and they think, oh wow, you helped John out and I'm in the exact same situation as John. I think like this guy could help me out. So they're just going to book a call or they're just going to buy from you. They build a massive amount of trust because screenshots are easy to fake and talking to another human isn't. They showcase proof that your product or service actually works, and like I said, they're easy to produce and they're cheap to produce. So what to include on these? Problems they face before working with you, before and after evidence, your whole process and how you help them, the timeline, and specifically how long it took, the revenue before and after. And by the way, there's some templates here. If you want to steal these, literally just replace these parts here. Then we've got case studies. These are similar, but you can do these with other people, not just your own clients. So if you've got no social proof, these work pretty well. And why they work is they showcase your expertise and the strategy. They position you as an expert. They show the prospect that they need you. And as a bonus, the people that you make these case study videos on, if it's not your own client, the prospect actually might see this and they might go, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. And you could get a client from it, which is great. So how you want to structure these is you just want to hook them in with the results. You want to showcase the A to B transformation, break down the whole process, lessons you or they learned along the way. You want to have a clear CTA, any tools, software, systems, SOPs that you've used. And then we've got the Trojan video. So this is the free course video. Here's a bunch of examples of the free course videos which we've made our clients. So this is one for Zedan. This is his main channel. This is one for his second channel. And this is one of our clients who's a high ticket closer. He's got a smaller channel and he's still managed to get a bunch of leads from this and probably a bunch of sales now as well. So when you feed the Trojan horse video, it doesn't die, like I mentioned before. The more videos that you keep pushing back with CTAs from your educational solution-based videos, the more that you keep pushing them back to this, the more the YouTube algorithm's going to promote this video. So it never dies. So when building your Trojan horse video, just ensure you have a cellular understanding of your business, model, and niche. So just a deep understanding of everything. It's also really effective if you can include your own story into these as well. And here's a bunch of free course videos. The top 3 are videos from our clients. And then I've included like Ray Dalio, Iman Gadzi, Charlie Morgan. These are all really good examples to get inspiration from. So why these work? They give away your entire strategy. You just want to gatekeep like 5% of this, the secret sauce. They give away so much value that the prospect feels like obligated to work with you. They build an unfathomable amount of trust. They show how complex your system or service is, and then the viewer realizes they can't do this on their own. What to include in it? Your entire step-by-step process, real results, SOPs, templates, systems, strategies, mistakes people make and how to fix them. Then this is where you're going to be posting the majority of your videos. Like I mentioned, like 60, 70, 80% of your videos should be action-based or educational videos. So here's a few examples from our client Zedan here. Why these work is they showcase a clear step-by-step process. They fix problems for free. showcasing you are the real deal. They unlock new problems, they push them to another video, and then you get more retention, more trust. Then we got educational. So these are kind of similar, but they just tease the prospect. So you only solve one piece of the puzzle. It's like when you teach, you become the trusted source, not just another creator. They build long-term brand leverage that short form can't replicate. They compound authority, they immediately solve active pain points, and the best part is each video you make turns into an evergreen sales asset. Then we got traffic attracting videos, so you can have like software tool reviews, the best business models to do, workspace setups like Sam Ovens does here and Charlie Morgan does. These pull in massive amounts of views. They make success feel buyable. They create system envy. So if I had this setup, I would grow faster. These videos externalize excellence. So you see results of like Charlie Morgan, you see his clean workspace environment, his systems and his software. And, you just feel like, wow, if I had all this stuff too, maybe I could, operate at the same level as Charlie Morgan. Also, as a bonus, when you're doing these workstation setups, you really get to see what it's like what Charlie Morgan's like, what Sam Ovens like, because it's really raw and it builds up like a nice deep connection with the viewers. Same with the personal content here. So, you've got BTS videos, this does the same thing. You've got Daniel Dalen here, you get to see what he's like, how good of an entrepreneur he really is, his raw insights to business. These are really great. They pull in a massive wide audience too. They're good for brand building, they showcase your personality, they give an insight what it's like working with you. But here's why you shouldn't actually prioritize them. So they can attract unqualified leads. The production time takes longer than talking head videos. The cost of production is also a little bit higher. Nobody watches a vlog and pulls out their credit card and buys from you. So I do feel like these have their place. They are good at building your brand. So I recommend just posting one max per month or one every 2 months and focus on more solution-based videos. And also, pro tip, if you're quite a big channel already, I would literally separate your vlogs on a separate channel, similar to how Iman Gadzi does here. Then we got personal stories. So these are great. They pull in a massive amount of views as well. They build a deeper connection with a prospect. So this is one of our clients. She posted this video and it's got a massive amount of views. It's a 55x outlier as well. They differentiate your brand because people buy from people they like, and we call that's me effect. One of the strongest drivers of brand loyalty, that's me effect, pretty much. So here's what to avoid. We got reaction content. So just avoid this, it's terrible. It's junk content. I didn't actually realize that people do these on YouTube, and it's even worse. I hate seeing these on Instagram. Not that I really go on there much, but they just attract a low quality lead who just seeks entertainment. They don't build any authority, and deep down, only lazy people do these, and that just attracts more lazy people, meaning you don't make any money from it. They actually just hurt your brand. So actually spend time, come up with some good content ideas, and don't just sit there and nod your head when you're watching someone else's content, pretty much. So we've already installed this exact system with some of the biggest names online, and the results speak for themselves. So as I mentioned before, we helped Justin Waller. Here's a picture. This is not me. It might look like me, but it's not. This is Thomas. Here's my old Instagram handle on here as well. So yeah, this is when we got 100k subscribers on YouTube. This was his Instagram content before working with us, averaging around 2 to 4k views per video. And this is us afterwards. So, we're averaging around 300k, some viral videos on here too. So it's a massive transformation. This is Zedan's channel. So this was before working with us. I actually took this screenshot a bit later. We actually started when we were around 20k subscribers. Now we're over 100k now. So yeah, a massive difference on that. Second channel, so we posted 17 videos and we're currently at 8,000 subscribers. The third video we actually posted, we managed to get over 60k views, and it's like a 10x outlier on there. Can't really see that. Then here's Shayna's channel. As you can see, these are all her top performing videos here, like 600k views, 400k, 200k, 120k, 115k, 93k, 70k, 66k, all in the space of like 8-9 months. So that's not bad, to be honest. Mike Dean, we've helped him go from 140k subscribers to 660k, and just being transparent, a lot of his subscribers all come from his short form, which he posts himself. So I'm not going to take credit for that, but we've just helped him with a bunch of his long form content. Tim on Creek, so 4 videos we did for him. He gained 6k subscribers, 2 outliers. As you can see here, this is a 30x outlier. And he was averaging around 2k, 3k views. And we literally post 4 videos and 2 of them just went viral on here. So yeah, we've generated a lot of results for our clients. Here's some analytics of the individual months. So 26k subscribers, and 9% CTR on the thumbnail. Good comments in all the videos, like all the editing, people saying how good the editing is, all that stuff. Individual videos like gaining 13k subscribers, $3,000 per video. Even though that's not the main goal, it's obviously nice to have like a 3k bonus from YouTube. And there's another one here, 2.4k. So we could keep going on, but I don't want to bore you with all this. And feel free, I'm going to just explain our process here. And if you want to skip past this and just get into all the value, feel free to do that. So what we do is we onboard you if you wanted to work with us. We learn everything about you, your story, your offer, your goals, your niche. This tells us what your audience cares about and what angle will resonate with them. By the end, we know exactly how to position you as the authority in your space. Then we do all the content ideas. So we come up with 12 to 16 ideas. We split these across personal, educational, and actionable pillars. We map it like a funnel, so the videos feed into the free course video, which is the Trojan horse video. This ensures your channel acts like a sales system and not just posting random content. When it comes to scripting, we script 4 videos per month, and this is where we script the Trojan horse VSL video, which is the free course video. Each video is designed to push them back to that free course video. Then when it comes to filming, you film 4 videos per month. You can do this in one batch, less than 4 hours of your time, probably less than 2 hours if you're really good on a camera. You upload the raw footage, we handle everything else, and if you need help filming, like with the optimal lighting and where to film, all that stuff, we can help you with that too. And then it comes down to post-production, so we do the editing, we do the color grading, the packaging, we do the SEO, the titles, the descriptions, we even post it for you. Then we monitor the metrics, so every month we're constantly seeking to improve on the last month. So your channel is always growing and it's always compounding over time. So we've shown you the exact system here, and this is where we're going to get into the nitty gritty. So step 1 of the Trojan system, this is the grand idea. So the idea is king. So we always put a lot more effort into the idea and then the editing. Well, idea, then the scripting, then the editing. So a good idea plus bad editing gets good results. Charlie Morgan, for example, here, he doesn't have any editing on his content. A bad idea with really good fancy editing gets bad results. And then if you've got both, good idea, good editing, this is where you're going to make money, sales. So the idea is always the multiplier. Editing is literally just the cherry on top. And there's 2 ways which we do market research. So we do manual on YouTube, literally just watching a lot of YouTube content, finding outlier videos here like Charlie Morgan's, and then also you can use AI to actually do deep research, come up with ideas, see what's working, what's not. AI is great, but it comes up with generic ideas, and generic ideas get generic results pretty much. So yeah, Charlie Morgan, he actually uses this golden idea approach, which I can cover in a different video. I think it's too long to explain on here. And then on step 2, we got titles and hooks. So Alex Hormozy and every single top creator thinks in titles and hooks first, and then videos second. So you want the title as the promise, and then you want the hook to draw people in. The video is the delivery, and then if the idea doesn't make you want to click instantly, it's obviously not strong enough. So our framework is to brainstorm 10 to 20 raw titles using our content bank, templates, and competitor analysis. Then we filter down 4 to 6 killer ideas that directly match your buyer psychology of your viewers. Then we build the script and the content around that title and spend about 80% of the time on the hook. So step 3, so this is a framework which we use. So relatability, belief shifting angles, and simplicity. So for relatability, You want to make sure your content feels like it was made just for your buyer. And for example, let's just say B2B consultants for this one. This is the problems they obsess over daily. So, the best way to get more booked calls, the reason why you're still stuck at 20K per month, why your pipeline feels unpredictable. So you want to make all your ideas kind of around the problems they face. A good way to get these is if you do take sales calls, you can literally just transcribe all your sales calls, all the pain points they face, all the objections, and just make videos on that too. When your ideal client sees themselves in the problem, they click. And then moving on, we've got belief shifting angles. So you probably heard this advice over and over again. Send 100 DMs, cold call 100, 200 people per day, send thousands of cold emails every week. And whilst this does work to a certain extent, there is a better way. So you want to have novelty, and this means presenting the idea in a different angle. So one that makes them think, wait, I haven't heard it like this before. And an example of this is, instead of post more content, post this one video that makes clients chase you. And instead of run paid ads don't work unless you do this first. And then we got simplicity. So you're not trying to impress with complex ideas, because busy founders don't want complex ideas or solutions. They just want clarity. So one sharp line that makes the outcome obvious always wins. So stop chasing clients, build a channel that books them for you, or the one video that can replace thousands of cold emails. Cool. A good video always starts with a great thumbnail, because literally there's no point in having a banger video if no one ever gets to see it or clicks on it. So you want to think as thumbnails as ads for your video, and a great video with a weak thumbnail is literally a wasted effort. So a bad thumbnail, nobody clicks. A good thumbnail, same content, 10 times more reach. So this is a really bad thumbnail. It's got like 6 different colors on it. I don't really know what's going on here. There's a lot going on. I'm confused. I don't like the expression of the person here. It's a bit over the top. It's got 5 hacks in the title. It's got 5 hacks on the text. Overall, it's just terrible. No offense to whoever made that. Instead, what you want to do is have some like curiosity in your thumbnail. So my client Zedan, he edited this vlog video. We did the packaging on it with the thumbnail. So the title, They Call Me Crazy, why I quit college at 23 to become a Bali influencer. And then it's like deported from the US. It's like deported from the US. Like, I didn't know he's deported from the US, or like his viewers didn't know that. And it's just creating a lot of curiosity. And most of his viewers, they want to become influencers too. And he's an influencer at 23. He's driving Porsches. He's in great shape, and he's looking really smart. He's got a lot of style. And overall, I just want to click on this and see what it's all about. And that's why it's done so well. So we treat thumbnails like paid ads. They have one job: win the click. Our thumbnail formula is contrast and clarity. Bold, simple, because that pops on mobile. Facial expression and emotion. Show some emotion, but don't overdo it like this person here. Have a curiosity gap, so like deported from the US. Like, I don't know what that's about, so I want to know what that's about. I want to click on it. You can also tease the outcome without giving it all the way. Like, you can blur the text, you can include arrows, you can have before and afters. Text, you don't have to have it, but if you do, 2 to 6 words, big, and you can read it. Consistency, so you want every thumbnail to look the same, almost like a system and not just like random designs. Step 5, so this is testing and optimization. So Alex Hormozi or Iman Gadzhi's team, they don't guess, they test obsessively, and we do the same. So every thumbnail we make, we have 2 variations. We do a split test on them, like an A to B split test. And the best thing about this is it can drive like 10 to 30% more views. Here's an example here. This is a split test we did for our client, and the winner got 7% like more clicks. Losing thumbnail got 14K views, the winning one got 17K. So that's an extra 2,360 clicks. And you're thinking that's not a massive difference, and this is where you're actually wrong. That's an extra 2,360 more potential buyers. And over a dozen videos, this actually compounds into tens of thousands of qualified leads. And then I've included this raw thumbnail and the psychology behind it as well. So raw thumbnails are great, and they can, they can work better than edited thumbnails sometimes. Here's an example of our client. No editing on that thumbnail. It's just him, and he's sat by a swimming pool in Bali. He's looking in great shape. The title's like how to get in better shape than 99% of people. He's sat there, he's living the dream life, he's in dream peak condition, and like psychology is like everybody wants this themselves. So they're going to click it and they're going to find out how to do it. Charlie Morgan, I figured out how to actually get rich quick, lol. And he's literally just sat with his thumbs up in front of this, like, I don't know how much this costs, this actual mansion in Dubai, but it probably costs a lot. And he's, most people are like, I want to get rich quick. So there's psychology behind that. People click it. They can work better sometimes, these thumbnails, when they're not over edited. And here's an actual breakdown of how you can do these yourself. So most thumbnails are overly designed, text heavy, staged, and they're branded to death. A raw thumbnail interrupts the scroll because it looks different. They look unfiltered and raw and human. Then they showcase authenticity because we're in the age of like deepfakes, AI, and over-polished everything. A raw, grainy screenshot tells the viewer this is a real person, real content, and it's no BS. Builds trust before they even click. Then curiosity beats clarity. So like I said, high production thumbnails, often they explain too much and they can easily be overdone. Raw thumbnails, they create questions like, what's going on here? Why does he look like that? Why is this not edited? Curiosity gets the clicks. And then we have the context over design. So if your title topic is already strong, the thumbnail just needs to support it, not sell. Sometimes a raw face or emotion reaction is the most effective support of your video. Then keeping it organic. This usually wins on mobile because raw thumbnails feel like FaceTime. They play into the mobile native behavior. Design thumbnails, they feel like they're trying too hard, almost like ads, and people just scroll straight past. You can even test this. Upload a raw screenshot, test it with your polished design, and then just let the data decide, like with an A to B split test. Some examples here. Even though these videos are not the same, it's obviously of the same shot. We just used it for a different video. This video obviously performed better, but obviously we've got to bear in mind it's a completely different video. But as you can see, this one's pretty over designed, maybe a little bit too over designed. But like the raw thumbnail managed to outperform it. Then when it comes down to step 6, we got packaging. So the best channels aren't random videos. They're packaged like playlists. So each video builds off the last, sequence to nurture belief. So all the titles, thumbnails, and content pillars tie together. Viewers binge your channel like Netflix, stacking trust until they book a call or they buy from you. So our client Zedan, you can tell these are Zedan thumbnails. Like we have all the same fonts, the same colors, the same kind of lifestyle pictures. You can just tell these are Zedan thumbnails pretty much. This is our client Shayna. You can see all the thumbnails, they look like Shayna thumbnails. They're not really edited much, these ones. And you might be thinking like these aren't the greatest thumbnails. You're right. And they don't need to be the greatest. They don't need to be over designed. They're unique to her brand and they work, so there's no point of over designing them. Now we come down to scripting. So different forms of scripting. So we have like PowerPoint presentations, Google Docs, which is what I'm doing right now. You have a teleprompter, so you're literally just reading word for word of the teleprompter. And then you've got Miro boards, which are quite good as well. So technically Charlie Morgan is actually on a script because he's got his whiteboard. Everything is literally a script. So you might be thinking like, I can't freeball for like an hour straight like Charlie Morgan. And it doesn't matter, you don't actually have to. We have a system for this and we have a solution for it. So if you did want to work with us, we systemize the ideation, so you're never guessing what to film, but your expertise always shows. And then we're moving on to hooks. So why does the hook matter? Because you just literally need to capture attention instantly. Without attention, you can't generate money. So when you're creating hooks, the main purpose is to get them to listen. So you want to get them to listen to the first line, then the second, Then the third, it doesn't need to be complicated. It literally can just be social proof. For example, this is of one of our clients. We're just showcasing in the first 10 to 15 seconds of some of the case studies, the people he's helped. So the people that are watching this, they already established our client Adam as someone that can help them, someone with actually real authority, and he's actually got skin in the game. So there's a couple of frameworks that we actually use when it comes to the hooks. So number one, just lead with a clear payoff and promise. Number two, showcase the unique mechanism, how your method is different and not the same old advice. Then you want to provoke curiosity, because that increases tension and drives watch time. Add urgency, so you can add time sensitivity on your videos. It's like, oh, this is only going to work for the next 30 days, or I've only got this offer for the next 30 days, something like that. Include stories in your hooks, because people are wired for a story. People watch movies every day. People love stories. So use an open loop to tease what's coming later in the video. Then you want to start with authority. So like I said here, you can use like social proof in here. It's the easiest way to do it. Then you want to have the wow factor. So after you've tested all these out and you figured out what works, you know you've got it. You can add it to a spreadsheet. You can make a list of all your top performing hooks, so you don't actually have to guess what works and what doesn't. You already know every time you produce a video, if you use that hook, it's going to perform well. Obviously you just change it depending on what video you're making. So that's why we don't guess hooks. We engineer them, we iterate them, we test them, because the wrong hook gets ignored, the right one turns viewers into buyers. When it comes to the meat of the video, so this is the body, we found the best way to do this is by adding detailed talking points. So you can think of these literally as prompts that spark your own knowledge, because you are the expert in your niche. We don't like word for word on a teleprompter for the whole video. If you want to use a teleprompter, do it for like a VSL, or just do it for the hook and the outro if you really need to. But when it comes to the body, we found that with all our clients, we want to have them in like detailed talking points, because you are the expert in your niche. And if you're just reading a whole word for word script of something we've given you, like we're not experts in like finance, or we're not experts in like health and fitness. That's what you are. So it doesn't really make sense that we do them word for word. So just a couple of examples. We kind of like use the prompts as like questions, and when you answer them, it becomes like really natural on camera. So yeah, like I mentioned, we don't do it word for word unless it's like a VSL, then it makes sense. Then we have open loops. So open loops are unanswered questions or unresolved tensions you create in your content that keeps the viewer engaged throughout the whole video. So the aim is to generate psychological tension, and when this is done right, they force the brain to seek closure, and that's what keeps the people hooked to the end and gets them clicking on your other videos too. So you want them on the edge of their seat thinking, like, what happens next? I need to know the answer to this. Did he really just say that? Where is this going? It can't possibly mean that, can he? Okay, I'll watch 10 more seconds. Every good hook opens a loop. Every great video delays closure until it's strategically profitable. And then we got high converting CTAs. So there's a few different options here you can use. So the future pacing CTA. So if you want outcome, here's the next step. The anti-generic CTA, don't like and subscribe. Build a brand that prints high ticket clients. Social proof CTA, so number of consultants. I've already downloaded this, grab it before I take it down. So it like adds a bit of scarcity on that and proof that people are actually like using it and they're getting results. The controversial close, so disagree with me, good. Download the full strategy and prove me wrong, which is quite clever. The here's the real game CTA. This video was just a trailer. The full breakdown is inside. Then you get them to, buy your course, book a call with you, anything really. The ultra specific offer CTA. Want my exact sales script that booked 11 calls in 30 days? It's linked below. And you can add like an opt into this and collect people's emails, which is good. And the pressure CTA. So if you watch this far and still haven't taken action, you're either not serious or you're just scared, and you need to fix that. I think this one's a really clever one. It's quite unique as well. Then we get to the filming side of things. So for most of you, filming shouldn't be scary, especially if you're already taking sales calls. You're probably used to communicating, persuading, and holding attention. But for some of you, you dread the camera, and the solution is literally just more reps. So as Alex Hormozy says, do the rule of 100. So film yourself every single day for 100 days, no days off. No pressure to post it. You can literally have them unlisted on YouTube, but it's literally just practice. So watch them back. Think of it like reviewing sales calls. You watch the tape, you break it down, and you improve. Each time you'll notice things to sharpen, so like the tonality. Do you sound certain or uncertain? The pacing, are you rushing or are you dragging the video? The flow, are you structured or are you rambling? Then you want to treat the camera like a prospect. You show up, refine, and you'll be more dangerous in 100 days or less. It doesn't take much, it just takes reps and practice. So I've got a speech optimization checklist here. So if you watched it this far, I'm not going to read through all this. I'm just going to give this away, this document. So if you want it, I'm going to leave a link to that below as well. And you can literally just grab all this. And then the same with this camera gear here. I'm not going to go through all this. But what I'm going to say is if you've got an iPhone 13, that's more than enough. I would just recommend getting a DJI wireless mic, not using the audio that comes through the phone. Good audio is super crucial. I recommend having good audio over good quality on the camera. Lighting, a softbox or natural light. So you can have, like, say if you're by a window, you can have your window open, you can have the natural light in your face. That's really good. Or a softbox. I highly recommend those. You want to make sure you have a good tripod, especially if you've got a camera, because last thing you want is a cheap tripod and your camera falling over and it breaking. It's not fun. A teleprompter, if you do want to do the word for word, I don't recommend it. I recommend just getting good at freeballing on camera. I feel like if you can freeball and you can just rip off a script with some bullet points on it, that is the best way. Your videos are more natural, more engaging. And then once you've got a bit more money to upgrade, I recommend getting a Sony a7 III or a Sony a7 IV with a 35mm lens, a 1.4 aperture lens, because you get that nice kind of like background blur on that as well. So the Sony a7 III only records in 8-bit 4K, Sony a7 IV 10-bit. I recommend the a7 IV if you have extra money. And if you've got a little bit more money, I recommend getting a professional like shotgun mic on that as well. And then any extra stuff you can get. So I'm recording this literally on my computer. My camera is plugged into the computer with this cam link. So when I'm on sales calls as well, you get the 4K camera quality, which is really cool. It's an easy way to stand out. And then make sure you have like some extra batteries, extra SDs and all that stuff. So I'm going to give this away as well so you can go through this. Then when it comes to lighting and aperture, so use a softbox or natural light, which I mentioned. Avoid overhead lights or harsh shadows. Set your aperture between 1.4 and 2.8 if you want the blurry background. And then if you can, get some RGB lights as well. They create some like extra depth. So as you can see on here, with the aperture, so if it's a lower aperture, you get more of a background blur. And if it's a sort of higher aperture, you don't get that. Lower is better for cinematics, pretty much. Framing, so this might not be relevant. So if you're just doing talking head videos, this is probably not actually that relevant. But if you're doing vlogs, you want to always remember the rule of thirds. And I would probably just search the rule of thirds on YouTube and they'll explain it at a much better level than I will. So I just conclude this on here for now anyway. So you want to make sure there's a little bit of headroom, but not too much. The camera is at like eye level for most shots. It's kind of close on here. And the background should enhance and not distract. So you want a clean background. Then when it comes to talking head, this is going to be the majority of the content you're filming for educational and solution-based videos. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your eye level is literally in the sort of third here. As you can imagine, this grid here, you want to make sure that's kind of in line with the eye level here. You want to make sure your head and shoulders are visible, not zoomed in, not too far out. And you want to make sure there's a little bit of a gap here, because if there's too much of a gap here, the subject is going to look like a midget, and you don't want that. So make sure you're facing the camera directly with a neutral or clean background. This builds trust, this kind of frame in here, and it builds a connection. It feels direct, personal, and professional. And then you're probably not going to use this, but I just thought I'd include it because it's kind of cool. So camera movements, angles. So this is a low angle. It's kind of like the hero shot. It makes the actual subjects a lot more powerful. Like you'll see this a lot in movies. But yeah, static, it's a pro look, handheld, just feels more authentic. But this is not too important. And also any like B-roll tips. This is a clip I shot myself when I used to do videography. So you want them to, when filming B-roll, you want them to support your story. So like typing on the keyboard, walking, close-ups of like, this is a car engine on here. And you also want to use slow motion. So like 60 FPS or 100 FPS on your camera. So just make sure when you do this and you've set it to 60 FPS that you have double the shutter speed. So that'll be like 120, 125. And then if you record in 120 FPS, which is even slower, you want to make sure it's like 240. So yeah. When it comes to like your wardrobe, so you want to wear like solid colors. You want to remove any clutter in the background, add subtle props if it's relevant to the story. I mean, I always add the Alex Hormozy playbooks because I just think it's cool to add in the back of my videos. You want to make sure that you're recognizable, so maybe wear something similar every single video. So like you can wear like the same black t-shirts, same shirts, same white t-shirts, and then just make that a part of your like brand. So if you like wear a hat, just always wear the hat. When it comes to editing, this is what you need to know without becoming an editor, because editing isn't where you scale your business, but it is where your message becomes magnetic. You don't need to learn how to edit. You just need to understand what makes a great edit. And this is probably like the smallest section on here because I'm not going to teach you how to edit, and your time's better doing other stuff in your business. So what makes a great edit? You know, a great edit keeps attention. Every 2 to 5 seconds, something visual should happen, like angle change, B-roll, zoom in, graphics, captions on the screen. You want to make sure you add clarity, cut all the fluff, highlight the punchlines. You want to amplify emotion, so like with music, pacing, and sound design. This can really dial up your video. It can really take it from like a 7 to a 10. So what you want to focus on is the first 5 to 10 seconds. They need to be a grand slam, so start strong, really good hook. You want to cut fast, keep momentum, kill long pauses, and kill all the filler words. The story, you want to keep it polished. Like iPhones work great with a good story that beats high-end production cameras all day long. So if you got like an iPhone and you've got a great story, these are going to outperform someone with a really good camera, no good story. So we're not going to go deep into it here because quite frankly, your time's better selling or scaling or building a product. And then when it comes to publishing and SEO, uploading isn't just the final step. It's literally the launch pad. So here's a quick checklist to maximize reach. So feel free to pause this and make sure you do these every time you post a video. Don't overthink it, just optimize it and ship. So if you want everything done for you, like we've done for Zedan, Shayna, Mike, Justin, Jaden, then this is how we do it. We literally do absolutely everything for you. So we start off by giving you a onboarding doc, and we extract absolutely everything about you, from your niche, your offer, your story, your goals. Like, are you gonna get, or you're trying to get more butts calls, you're trying to get more sales, you're trying to grow your brand, all that good stuff. Then we come up with 16 to 20 video ideas, and then we present these to you on a onboarding call, literally like 2 days later. We go over which ideas which like resonate with you, which ones don't, and then we pick the 4 best ideas from there. We script them all out. So we do the hooks word for word, we do the outros word for word, and we do the body in detailed talking points. You get a full strategy doc for every single video, like I said, with the talking points, the shoot instructions, like what shots to get, say if you're doing like vlogs. Then when it comes to filming, you film the content using our SOPs, our visual guidance. Once recorded, you upload it to a share folder. We handle everything else. We do the editing, the thumbnails, the SEO. We even post it for you. And then as the months go by, we track the metrics to make sure we're always improving month to month, and your channel's always growing and you're always getting more results. So yeah, If you're interested in working with us, I've got a link to book a call in the description below the channel. Absolutely no worries if not. Go ahead, try and see if you can get some good results without us. And if you're stuck, feel free to reach out and catch you later. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something good.